Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel vs. Unboxing. This is Into the Darkness. It's part of the Darkness and Light arc from Volume 4. It's issue number 3. So Unnerving Undead. So this is actually going to be an interesting little set because it's going to have a bunch of characters from different things. So usually most of these box sets have like a theming of like, oh, this is all X-Men type, or this is Avenger characters or Defenders or something like that, or New Guardians. This is going to have a little of everything. So yeah, this is the third one in the set. The first two issues featured Masters of Evil and Magic Arts. This is focused on vampires and various hunters there, so we're going to have some different characters. You need not worry about lots of the other stuff until we get it. But I do want to show this. Introduced in the previous issue, Mystic Arts spells are plot twists that require a specific spellcaster character to play to pay a specific power. So that's something that will come up later. We're going to get some different artifacts and stuff. And there's keywords, there's the checklist for the set. And then we'll refer back to this as I need to for things. So let's start off. So our first character with the vampires has to be Blade. He's a defender. So now we have another defender character to play with. A martial artist. Blade has +2/+2 in melee combat. And vampire hunter. When Blade makes a melee attack, he gains 1 XP. If the defender is evil, he gains 2 XP instead. If the defender has the power of the vampire's name, he gains 3 XP instead. So he only needs to take out 2 vampires and 1 other thing to level up, or he needs to take out 7 good characters, or a combination of all that. So that's kind of neat. Then he levels up. He's going to double his stats, and he's going to gain Raise the Stakes. At the start of your turn, put a stake counter on Blade if he doesn't have one. While Blade is in melee combat, anytime you could play a anytime combat plot twist, you may remove a stake counter from it to wound an enemy character in the combat. And then you have Synthetic Blood Serum, pay a green, heal a wound from Blade. At the end of your turn, if Blade did not use a superpower, wound him. So it's kind of interesting. So it's kind of like he powers up, but he needs to take his blood serum because he is still part vampire. Otherwise, it just damages him. But it's kind of neat. It's a healing other thing. So you gotta kind of be wary about healing him. You gotta finish off quick with Blade. Take out characters as fast as you can before he levels up, because once he levels up, you better have green cards ready. Cool. Otherwise, find some other way to heal him. Alright, so our next main character is going to be an Underworld character. With the little glasses and the hat, kind of shady. So you have Deacon Frost, who's an evil scientist. Pay a green to build. Move a face-up enemy supporting character to your side. The character may pay another strength to cancel this effect. Or recruit volunteers. When an enemy character moves to your side from evil scientist, Deacon Frost gains 1 XP. So that's kind of neat. Different way to do that. So you have to wait till you get that resource, but he only needs to do it once. And it's interesting because he actually then gains different artwork. So it's Deacon Frost still, but now he's a vampire. When Deacon Frost KOs a defending character in melee combat and survives, put a vitality counter on him. And vitalities just give him like extra health or abilities. Doppelganger powers. When Deacon Frost defeats a supporting character in melee combat, and that character is not KO'd, its owner searches their deck for a copy of that character and you put into your side. If there are no copies in the deck, they must reveal it. So that's kind of neat. So if he defeats someone but he doesn't KO them, he makes a doppelganger that goes on your side. Alright, our next main is Morbius, who doesn't have a team ability, but he's a genius. At the start of your turn, draw a card. Experiment gone wrong. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of cards, Morbius gains that many XP. When you draw any number of which is different than, like, I think Doctor Strange had an ability that was every time he draws one or more cards, he gains one. This is he gains one for every card. When Morbius levels up, tail a supporting character on your side. So it's kind of neat. It's playing into the vampire aspect. Like messed up, became a vampire. He ate one of your characters, and then he becomes a different artwork because now he's a vampire. So he has Genius, start a turn, draw a card. Hunger. Morbius can melee attack characters in his own front row. And then Vampire. When Morbius kills a defending character in melee combat and survives, put a Vitality counter on him. So you can eat your own characters with Morbius to give yourself more health. So that's kind of an interesting tactic. Alright, so there's our 3 brand new main characters. We have some supports, which will have 4 copies of each. We have Wong, who's both an Avenger and a Defender. In service to the Sorcerer Supreme. It's kind of neat, that way it can work with whatever version of Doctor Strange you have sitting around. When Wong appears, you may search your deck for a spell, reveal it, and put it in your hand. And he has Martial Artist, he has +2/+2 in melee combat. We have Frank Drake, who's a Defender. He's a Night Stalker. Night Stalkers on your side have lethal. And Inventor, pay a yellow. Drake creates an invention. And there's this set explain inventions on here. Yes. Okay. So, come on, camera, focus. If you have any characters that can create an inventors in your deck, like Frank Drake in this issue, you get a single invention pile, even if you have multiple inventors in your deck. Invention pile contains copies of each invention card without a team affiliation, and copies of invention cards that share a team affiliation with an inventor in your deck. So if you have, like, he's a Defender, I can only play inventions that don't have an affiliation or Defenders. Now, I think Reed Richards is also an inventor, so if I had these 2 characters, I could have any invention with no team, I could have Defenders, and I could also have Fantastic Four. For example, it contains invention with Frank that can create as well as 3 X-Men inventions which are creatable by Forge, which found in the previous arc. So the X-Men ones can't be used with him because he's a different team. The quantity of each card is equal to its invention number, and the maximum number of inventions with the name can be a single invention pile. Even if you have more or one different invention, you can create that particular invention. When a character on your side creates an invention, secretly choose an invention card from your invention pile that either has no team affiliation or that shares a team affiliation and put it into your hand. So that's kind of neat. So you get spend a yellow and you get to pull out one of your inventions that he gets to do. But it has to be one that's either blank or a Defender one. So again, I like these little sets like this because they work on their own for the most part, and some of these characters are going to work a lot better if you buy other sets. So versus some of the original sets where they're basically just more self-contained, these little expansions really rely on you buying more decks from other things to get the best use out of them. Our next support character is another Underworld character, the Hood. So he's a blue spellcaster. So he can cast blue spells. And he has Dormammu's Gifts. The Hood can cast spells from your deck. So you have to have spell cards. Just seeing if I had anything listed as a spell. Yeah, we do have one card late. We have a card later that's listed as a spell, but the previous set had more spells in it. Alright, our next character is going to be Lilith, who is also a Mantle character. So that means there's another character up here called Lilith. I can't think of what set she's from. But she is a Green strength spellcaster. Old at the dawn of humanity. At the start of your main phase, resolve the next one in order from the following list. A woman. You get a dazing enemy supporting character, and then she becomes an angel. Stunning enemy supporting character becomes a demon. Wounding enemy supporting character. Goddess KOing enemy supporting character. And then spirit, remove the enemy supporter character from the game, then shuffle Lilith back into her owner's deck. So each, at the start of each of your turns, you get or your main phase, not for your turn, for your main phase, you get to do a special ability, but then she's going to cycle through all 5 and then have to come back out. So it's a really interesting ability. We have a new defender, Hannibal King, who's also a Night Stalker, and this one gives Night Stalkers Berserk. So if you have these subgroup of defenders called the Night Stalkers, they're going to give each other different abilities and pile on each other, and he has a Reluctant Vampire. Well, Hannibal is wounded when he KOs a defending character in melee combat and survives, put a vitality counter on him. So we're kind of showing them eating people. We have a Monsters Unleashed character, so that's kind of cool. Man-Thing, enhanced durability. If Man-Thing gets stunned other than by getting struck in combat, he doesn't get wounded. And the Guardian of the Nexus of All Realities. Reaction, pay a green. When an enemy player recruits a character that isn't a Marvel Illustrated Universe card, put it into its owner's hand. Alright, so then there's 2 different sets of cards. There's 3 different sets of cards here. There are Marvel cards, which have the little Marvel logo on the bottom, versus Alien and Predator, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or X-Files, which are the other 4 sets as of right now, as of printing of this set at least, that aren't Marvel. And then there's Illustrated versus Cinematic. So there are a couple of sets out there that use all the characters from the movies, and they have special things on them that say they're from the movies. So if you're playing this, is when an enemy player recruits a character that isn't a Marvel Illustrated card, you put it in its owner's hand. So I don't believe per current rules you can mix and match cards from one universe to the other, Illustrated to Cinematic. I was just seeing if it specified that in here. No. But if you're playing against somebody else, you could at least stop them from playing one. So I think like your opponent could play one. Alright, so then we have Deacon Frost support card. So this is his vampire version. He's an Underworld character. When Deacon Frost kills a defending character in melee combat and survives, put a vitality counter on him. I've given you a purpose. Other supporting characters on your side have vampire. That's not going to give a bunch of people vampire, which is bad if you're fighting Blade because you can take them out quicker. We have Morbius, who is also going to have Genius, Regeneration at the start of your turn, heal a wound, and Immortal. When Morbius gets KO'd, you may shuffle him into his owner's deck. Then we have Blade's supporting version. This would be our last supporting character, who has Night Stalkers, so you can gain Ferocious. So the 3 of them would give them Ferocious, Berserker, and Lethal. So that means they would attack first. If they stun them with Lethal or Ferocious, they get to attack first. With Berserker, they gain extra attack, I believe. And then with or they have to attack each turn. I don't remember which one Berserker was. Yeah, when he attacks, they gain extra 1/1 card, so they become stronger. And then Lethal means if they stun them, they KO them instead. So if you have all 3 of these characters out, the Night Stalkers can do some major damage. Martial Arts, Master Martial Artist, he gains +4/+4. And Daywalker. Blade has 4/4 in combat with at least 1 evil enemy character. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to look at some equipment cards. We have Defender Equipment, the Exorcist Gun, so Inventor. This card starts the game in your invention pile. so you can't play it unless it's in there. And then he has Necrotech. Equipped character has range and +3 while making a ranged attack. When equipped character KOs an evil defending supporting character in a ranged combat, remove it from the game. Then search its owner's deck for each copy of that character and remove it from the game. So it's going to be hard to get out. It doesn't cost him anything to build when he has to play it, when he builds it. But you can only have one copy of it. Then we do have some other ones. So we have an X-Men one, which I said we'll use a Forge in the previous set. So there's Power Neutralizer, Power Down. Equipped character has range. Defenders lose and can't gain superpowers while in ranged combat with equipped character. We do have a Plot Twist Chronal Tracker that is also an invention. So it's neat that it's not just equipment. So it says, remove the supporting character on your side from the game with its counters and equipment. At the start of each of your turns, you may put it into its owner's side. That's weird, worded kind of odd. Move a supporting character from your side at the start of each of your turns. So it sounds like you can put them back whenever you want versus having to necessarily be the next turn. We have another equipment. We have the Blackbird, which is also a vehicle. And the vehicle has the number 4 behind it. And then it says, X-Jet Blackbird can only be equipped to X-Men characters. The Blackbird has the following cumulative powers based on the total number of face-up passengers. 1, he's a pilot. Equipped character has flight. 2, co-pilot. Equipped characters have +1/+1. 3, cloaking device. Equipped characters have dodge. And 4, Cerebro. You pay 1 less to recruit X-Men characters. So, how does a vehicle work, you might ask? Let's take a look. So, X-Jet has, depending on how many passengers. For example, where there are exactly 3 face-up passengers, each will have those abilities. That doesn't explain what a vehicle does. Here we go. Vehicle can equip to one character like normal, but whenever you rearrange your formation, including on your turn you play the vehicle, you can have characters on your side get on or off the vehicle. Choose any number of characters up to the passenger limit, place them next to each other in the same row of the equipped vehicle to all of them, and equip them all to the vehicle. All passengers may legally have the vehicles equipped, and already have an equipment. If any already had an equipment, KO that equipment. So that's kind of cool. So then, when you rearrange your formation, you can remove passengers from the vehicle. They can stop having it equipped to them. When you're done rearranging, there must be at least 1 passenger. Put the vehicle card close to each of its passengers who are on board. Well, a vehicle only has 1 passenger. It works just like any other equipment. If its passenger gets turned face down or leaves play, the vehicle will get equipped. If a different player moves a passenger, the vehicle moves with them. Well, the vehicle has more than 1, it works different. If a passenger gets turned face down or leaves play, it becomes unequipped from the vehicle, but the vehicle remains equipped to the other passengers. If all get turned down or leave play at the same time, or if they all become unequipped, the vehicle gets KO'd. If an effect moves all passengers to a different row, the vehicle goes with them. The effect causes 1 or more passenger in a row, one to be in a row different than the others. The controller of the vehicle chooses which group of the passenger stays equipped to the vehicles. So, if I play, for example, if I have Cyclops, Beast, Marvel Girl, and Iceman, and they're all in the X-Jet, as I play it once like normal, equip it to Cyclops, then during formation I can add any number of characters in it to gain a thing, but then they're kind of all together. So if something moves, pushes Iceman back, I can decide if I want Iceman to stay in the vehicle and everyone else jumped out, or if I want Iceman got pushed out and everyone else stayed in the vehicle until it gets KO'd. Alright, our next card is going to be the Montasai formula. It's a one-of-a-kind card. It's only one per deck, so I only get one copy of that. Same with all the inventions. I only got one of each of them because you're only allowed one in your invention deck. And it is a blue spell. So this would work with our one spellcaster we had. Who was the Hood. The Hood can play blue spells. Lilith can also play spells, but they have to be green. Because she can't play any of these. But there's one page in the Book of Sin. You only play this if the Dark Hold is on your side. Main. Choose a keyword power and stun each enemy supporting character with that power. If you choose a power with a vampire in its name, KO those characters instead. And then, I think I have it sitting right here. So in the Darkhold is from a different set. This is from the Shield versus Hydra set. So to play the monster side formula, it says you may only play this if the Darkhold is on your side. So you have to play the Darkhold first from that other set, and you have to equip it to an evil character. So again, some of these cards in these expansions are really requiring you owning other sets to make all of them viable. But it kind of adds more of that like old trading card collectability the game used to have. Because before you have to buy packs and hunt down stuff. This is like, oh, you know what pack it comes in. If you want to use this ability, you just gotta buy that card or that set. So you have 4 copies of this card. It doesn't have any affiliation. It's in good hands, but you have to have a good loyalty. Put this card in your deck only if each card with a team affiliation is good. And then during combat, choose an enemy attacker. It can't strike this combat. And then we have 4 copies of Necessary Evil with evil loyalty. And then choose an attacker on your side in the combat. It strikes an additional time this combat. So that is all we had for that set. Yeah, that's Into the Darkness. It's set number 3 in the Darkness and Light. So the other sets are going to add some more magical characters in there. Definitely get you sets. So there's like, you almost want to buy all of them from one of the arcs to get the best effect. But this one, you're gonna need some cards from some other different sets to be super effective. But it's definitely still cool. All right, see you guys later. Bye.